I want you to give yourself a round of applause because you're still here tonight because you care. Come on. Because it takes an army. Look, it takes an army to win a battle. And we have a situation here of a David and Goliath situation. And we're the David, and Bill 371 is the Goliath. But you know how that story ended. The bigger they are, the harder they are. And so tonight I want to thank you on behalf of our church for coming here. We're so glad to be able to host this event. I thank God for Chris because he's a man with a mission. Come on, give it up for him. What he does is not easy. Well with the staff. Look, I want to speak from my heart, and I'll give you some strategy. And I'll just share with you how things work in the city council. Because sometimes what you see is not really what you think is really happening. But first, I want to address something that Peggy, you mentioned. And you're so right. Sometimes it's an intimidating experience to go before an elected official. But let me tell you who's the most intimidating. The elected officials are most intimidated against the church. And what we have forgotten is that we're the sleeping giant. And I believe this is our moment to arise and show that there are more of us than there are of them. That's the reality. And if you don't believe me, look, last year I ran for office. I had never ran for anything. Chris, I never ran for anything. I think in high school, I did run for something, director of dances. I used to break dance. So you can imagine. And I made a fool out of myself back then. But we ran just with a couple of churches that got together. And the first time that we tried, we won against an incumbent. We were only given a 3% chance of winning. A couple of years ago, we had a situation. A young person got shot. 2 young people. One went blind. Another one got shot in the back. And we requested a park permit. Now, you would think that they would give us a park permit so we could change the atmosphere of the neighborhood. But right before the event, they told us no. And we said, no way. And so I just got myself into a Bronx attitude. How many know what I'm talking about? It's like you got to put that wall face on and say, not in my neighborhood. And so we just bombarded the commissioner. I told my church, I want everybody to call. I want us to flood the telephone line, and we're going to call for the resignation of the commissioner. I'm telling you, within 24 hours, I got a phone call. I'm sorry. I really didn't understand. And as a matter of fact, we'll let you have the park for free. How many weeks do you want to have it for? Listen. And I wear 3 hats. I wear one of a politician, the 3 P's, politician, pastor, and college professor. And I can tell you as a professor, and just like a distinguished professor, and I can't wait to have him over here, but look, there is no data to support these abortions. This is so unscientific. There is no data to support this bill. As a pastor, the bishops, the pastors, the priests. Man, this is so exciting to get pastors, priests, and bishops together. Catholic, Pentecostals, Methodists. I'm feeling good tonight. But here's the thing. As a member of the clergy, we know it's immoral. So what do we do politically? How does it work in the city council? This is the way it works. The way it works is that they need 27 votes. 27 votes to pass this bill. They need 34 if the mayor will veto this bill. Obviously, he's not going to do that. But we are 23. We could hold the line. They don't have 27. And I believe that we could go and gain some of those 23. Let me tell you, as soon as I heard about this bill, I was shocked. It just blew my mind that somebody would introduce a bill like this. And I often ask God, I don't want to run for politics. I don't want to run for elected office. Let all the crazy people do that. But now I understand why. Somebody mentioned for such a time like this. And when I heard about this, I immediately began to move. It was an stated meeting, and I began to talk to some of the members. And I said, listen, this is coming up. This is going to work against our people. This is unconstitutional. And we started to win some and win some. And that's just one person. You can make a huge difference. Those phone calls matter. Do you know how nervous elected officials get when people start calling their office? They get bent out of shape. Now, they might not show you that, but they get scared. Let me tell you, they're intimidated because they're afraid they might lose their job. And elected officials work for the community, not the other way around. They're there to represent the community. And so we have to let them know, if you don't represent our views, we're going to find somebody else who will. Especially when we're dealing with a matter of life and death. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we need to rally all of the pastors, all of the priests. Let's cross over the line of fear and intimidation and say, not in our generation. Now with this next generations of babies to be born. And we need to make the stand now. We have a very short amount of time. Right now, they're working on the wording because they know that as it is, it's not going to pass the bar of justice. And so they're working on that. So what we need to do, ladies and gentlemen, we need to contact all of the pastors, organize them, mobilize, get all the pastors in Manhattan, Brooklyn, Staten Island, Queens, here in the Bronx. Did you know that some of these council members are pastors' kids who are in those 23? You need to give them a call and say, don't forget your roots. Don't forget where you came from. Don't forget it was church people that put you there. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that we can make a difference. The 555, Chris, that was ingenious. I think, let's multiply. I believe in the principle of multiplication. It's not just your 5. You get 5 people that will do what you did. And those 5 will get 5. And those 5 will get 5. And those 5 will get 5. I'm telling you, if it's 12, let's do it like Jesus did. He got 12. Those 12 will get 144. The 144 will get 1,728. The 1,728 will get 20,000. And then after that, we'll be in the realm of the ridiculous. Do you believe that we can do it? I'm serious. Do you believe that we can do this thing? Then we gotta put our hands to the plow. Get on the phone. And the first time they tell you, no, I'm sorry, the council member is too busy. You tell them, when can I meet? I'll come at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'll come at 7 o'clock at night. When can I meet with the council member? This is imperative. I represent a lot of people. And I'm sure that he will want that kind of support that I'm going to bring forth. And so, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, I applaud you. I applaud you. I kept looking back because I keep getting shocked, Chris. I was expecting people just to leave. And I said, by the time I speak, there'll be 10 people. the 10 faithful sergeants and captains. But I keep looking back and nobody's going home. That shows me the level of commitment. Look, the piece here that I want you to understand, I know we're used to rallies. We're used to marches. Back in the 60s, it was huge. And it still matters because we put the issue up in front. But those phone calls. How many of you are from Westchester County? Let me see. Okay. How many of you from Westchester County, you know somebody who lives in the city? You have a life. Hallelujah. I'm just kidding. Westchester, you matter. Call your friends in the city. Tell them, call your council member. How many are here from the Bronx? Bronx? Bronx is in the house. Okay, come on, Bronx people. You know how to do this thing. How many are from New York City? Manhattan. Manhattan, come on. Manhattan's in the house. Queens. Representative. Brooklyn. Oh, come on. Staten Island. Let me see. Staten Island. Here we go. We got all five of them. Let's network. The 6th degree of separation. When somebody comes to my office, I tell you, let me just share this. I can't tell you how many times council members have told me, man, I got this group coming on and I'm nervous about it. I'm just like really nervous. The living wage bill right now, the living wage bill, there's a movement towards that bill, whether you believe in it or not. I just want to give you a sample of it. Whether you believe in that bill or not, they gathered the pastors. They got about 150 pastors together. They got 10,000 signatures. We're doing great. 3,000. Let's push for 10,000. 10,000 is a good number. That should be like the goal. Let's make that the goal, 10,000. But those 150 pastors showed up at the city council. Maybe that's what we need to do, Chris. Just rally all the pastors to City Hall and do a march. A march. You determine where you want to start it from, and then bring all the petitions to City Hall. Because we know that living wage is important. But I tell you what, there's nothing like the life of our unborn. There is a battle cry that I'm feeling here right now. Let's start a revolution for our future children. Can somebody say amen? And I'm going to close with this. As the father shared about Daniel, you know, I thought about, as I sat there, a young lady in our church who wanted to get an abortion. And me and my lovely wife, we sat down together and we began to minister to her. And she changed her mind. And now she carries this plump. I just want to squeeze her cheeks. She's just the most precious little thing. And I asked the mother, I said, did you regret the decision? And she goes, no way. No way. Now, what are we doing here matters. Because that's just one. That's just another. We're talking about many others. What's next, Chris? The next thing they're going to say, you got to put a sign outside that says, we are not this in our churches. You mean if I decide to have counseling for pregnant women in the church, now they're going to have to require me to put a sign outside that says, we're not this. We don't do this. We're not of this religion. This is America. This is the land of the free. This is about freedom. And you know what? This thing for a choice, what kind of a choice is that? This is not about choice. This is about the love of money. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to make our best effort. I will devote my time and energy. I will devote my passion to make sure that this bill does not go forth, because this will be the biggest waste of money. I tried to get a couple of dollars into my neighborhood, to try to bring money in my neighborhood, and they tell me, no, we don't have enough money, but yet they're going to spend millions of dollars to take this all the way to the Supreme Court. Does that make any sense, people? That makes absolutely no sense. So, ladies and gentlemen, I applaud you. Let's fight together, because this fight is not in vain, and we will reap what we have sown. God bless you.